I think that the problem is that foreclosures are not being handled, reworkings are not being handled by the servicers correctly. The reason is they don't have the right incentives. It costs money to do reworkings. They don't have the money to spend it. They're not getting any benefit by doing the reworkings. There are millions of reworkings that need to be done, and they don't have big enough staffs, and it's expensive to do each one. On top of that, they have conflicted interests. You know, sometimes bondholders will gain and some other bondholders will lose if they do reworkings, so they're not doing them in the right way, and they're not doing enough of them. And I think that the decision has to be taken out of their hands and put in the hands of somebody else. And so I recommended on this program a plan that my co-author Susan Cognac and I recommended, a plan that would transfer the servicing decision to bankers hired by the government.
It does seem logical that the principal needs to be reduced. It strikes me that what's wrong with this current plan is that by the time you get a bankruptcy judge involved, we are very far down the line.
Yeah,
you know, that's a long time horizon. And,
right, and it's going to clog up the system.
Exactly.
That's been one of the biggest criticisms about this, is that you put bankruptcy judges on top of all this, and it just clogs up the system. And the question is, but you're right about the one thing. The reason that most of these foreclosure mitigation programs have not worked is because they don't write down the principal on these loans.
Yeah.
The government program with FHA, where they said the lenders have to write down the value of the loans in order to participate, guess what? Nobody's participating. So you have to give some sort of value, some sort of equity back to the homeowner to make them actually want to stay in this home and continue to make payments on the home of some value.
What's wrong with the judge plan is the judicial branch is not big enough to handle all these cases. In fact, the framers of the bill don't even expect it to get to the judges.
Right, that's what I'm saying about the incentive, and we know that because the lenders can have. The biggest complaint I'm hearing from people who are trying to get loan modifications is that the lenders simply don't have enough staff, the servicers. There's not enough people there to do all this modification.
And they're still not going to be able to do it.
No,
there aren't, exactly. And they're not going to be, and the servicers still won't be able to do the problem.
Are actually agreeing at this point. The servicers are a problem, the judges are a problem.
Exactly. So it has to be something else, some other intervention.